Welcome to the Sanskrit grammar class, the Vyakarana class. We will be starting from the Maheshwara Sutras onwards. Nruttavasani Natarajarajaha Nanadadakkam Navapanchavaram Uddhartu Kama Sanakadi Siddhan Yetad Vimarshe Shiva Sutra Jalam. This shloka is taken from the Nandikeshwara Karika. Aivun Rulrak Aong I ouch Hayavarat Alan Nyamananam Jabhanj Gadadash Jabagadadash Kapachatata Chatatau Kapai Shashasar Hal Iti Maheshwarani Sutrani. These 14 Maheshwara Sutras plays a very important role to decode, to understand the grammar sutras. So grammar is there in the form of sutras. How many sutras are there? 3,965 sutras. So total sutras 3,965. In generally people says around 4,000 sutras. Okay. Now these Maheshwara Sutras, and there is also we are having something called, we know, like a vowels, consonants, and semi-vowels, the sibilants and aspirate. In this class, let us look at the combination or the reconciliation between the Maheshwara Sutras and in generally how we write the letters, because it is also having some important role. If you look at this Maheshwara Sutras, the first sutra Aivun Rulrik, these are the simple vowels. Then comes A, O, I, O. These are called diphthongs. Diphthongs means like where two vowels are together is called diphthongs. That is a technical name. Then you look at Hayavarat and Lan, 5 and 6 sutra, which are giving the aspirate as well as semi-vowels. And from Sutra number 7, if you remember our tables, the gutturals and palatals, all the 5 tables. From the 5 tables, what is the fifth column? The last column is in the ka, it comes nga in the guttural. So in the palatals comes nya. So all the na is coming. The nasalized consonant is there in the 5th column. The same thing if you look at the 4th sutra, 4th line of the Maheshwara Sutra. Nyamananam. Order may be different, but the 4th sutra is taken as a 5th column. Now look at the 5th sutra. So what is the 5th sutra? Sorry, not 4th sutra. That is the 7th sutra. 7th sutra is taken as a 5th column. Now look at the 8th and 9th sutra. Where is this 8th and 9th sutra comes? Under the 4th column of this group. 4th column. Now look at the 10th sutra, Jabagadadash. So Jabagadadash, after taking the ith letter, after taking this indicator, it comes under the 3rd column. Now look at the sutra number 11. In the 11, Kapachatata. Kapachatata. The first 5 letters comes under the 2nd column. Now look at the remaining letters, Chatata and sutra number 12, Kappa, Kapai, Chatatau, Kapai. This comes under the first column. So how beautifully these Maheshwara Sutras are organized in the tables, please observe. This is important because sometimes we take first column will become the third column. First column letter is replaced by the third column letter, like that. So observe the structure. Then Sutra number 13, the Sheshasar and Hal, which is given as the siblings. That is the 13th and 14th Sutra. So this same 14 Maheshwara Sutras are organized in a table format. Now let us see what is the definition of the sutra, because we are studying the Panini Sutras. What is the meaning of the sutra? And there are many sutras are available in our literature, but the Panini Sutras 100% applicable all these rules. What are those rules? Alpa ksharama sandigdam saravat vishvato mukham astobham anavadyam cha sutram sutra vidho viduhu. It is not the Panini alone is written the grammar. Panini is not the only one in the Sanskrit grammar. If you see Ramayana, you will know this one. In Ramayana, Hanumanji is called Nava Vyakarana Panditaha. So before the Panini also, there were some rishis who wrote the grammar. Sometimes Panini Maharshi himself in his sutras gives the credit to those rishis. Sometimes it comes Lopaha Shakalyasya, means according to the Shakalya's rule in the grammar, it is a Lopaha. So I am simply taking from the Shakalya Rishi. So Lopaha Shakalyasya. Like that, 2 or 3 rishis names he quotes. Let us see what are those 9 grammars just for our information. Okay. Aindram Chandram Kasha Krusnam Kaumaram Shakatayanam Saraswatam Chapishalam Shakalam Paniniyakam. Now comes one more important point. These are also given in a form of sutras or shlokas. The place of production of the varnas in the mouth. In the beginning, when we are teaching the Sanskrit, we will show a picture like a skull is there, like a gutturals, kaka gagana is called gutturals, chacha jajanya is called palatals, tataradana is called cerebrals, like this we give. This is also given in a form of nice, beautiful statements. So let us see that one, where all the letters are accommodated. Akuha visarjaniyanam kantaha. Akuha means means avarna. Ku means kavarga. Now you all know. Now it will make more easy for me to explain. So ku means kavarga, kakagaga nga. Now ha means the aspirate, and visarjaniyanam means visarga. All have the kanta, the throat, the gutturals as asyam, technical word. Asyam, this point you can write. I can give only the sutras, but not the explanations. Explanation you have to listen. Asyam means point of articulation. Asyam means the point of articulation. So where is the point of articulation for the A? Gutturals. Where is the point of articulation for the Ku? Gutturals. There is a point of articulation for a Ha? Gutturals. Where is a point of articulation for Visarga? Is a guttural. So hence, Akuha Visarjaniyanam Kantaha. Ichu Yeshanam Thalu. Ichu Yeshanam Thalu. Now you know E means Itvarna. Sorry, E means Ivarna. Chu means Chavarga. Ya means Yakara. and Shanam means Shakara, because all these together given in the plural. So we have to take Shakara, Shankarasha, Shankarasha, Shankarasha. So all have Talu. Talu means the palate as Asyam. Asyam means point of articulation. Then next comes Rutu Rashanam Murdha. Rutu Rashanam Murdha. Ru. Ruvarna. Tu. Tavarga. Ra. Ra means Refa. Ra means Refa. Sha. Sha means Shenmukha Sha. All have Murdha, the roof of the mouth as Asyam, the point of articulation. Rutu Lasanam Dantaha. Rutu Lasanam Dantaha. Ru means Ruvarna. These modern times, when we are teaching the vowels, we are skipping the Ru. But it is also a vowel. Why we are skipping this Ru? Because when you learn the La consonant, the La joining with the vowels, L plus R will become the Ru. But from the grammar point of view, we need to take the Ru as a vowel, which is also is going to play some role in the grammar rules. So Ru Varna. Tu means Tavarga. Tavarga means Tatadadanna. Lasanam. Lasana means Lakara and Sakara. Lakara and Sakara. All have Dantaha, the teeth as Asyam, point of articulation. Then next comes Upu Upadmaniyanam Ushtau. Upadmaniya. What do you mean by Upadmaniya? Upadmaniya means you need to write the Visarga, put the Visarga, then you write the Pa. Or put the Visarga, write the Pa. So Visarga followed by Pa or Pa is called Upadmaniya, because there is a style of pronunciation is different, but there is a way of pronouncing that. That is also comes under the one of the Sandhi rules. That time we will see that one. Okay. Then Upu Upadmaniyanam Ushtau. Pavarga is there anyway here. Don't get confused. Uvarna and Pavarga is there. Papa Baba Ma is there. And also Upadmaniyanam. That means the Papa is different from Upadmaniya Pa. Visarga Pa. Visarga is not after the letter. Visarga is the first, then Pa is there. Okay, that is called Upadmaniya. Where is the articulation? Asyam. Ostau. Ostau means the lips. Now next comes Nyamananam Nasikacha. Here, author is Rishi is using the word cha. So far, you have not seen anywhere cha, cha, cha. Cha means A-N-D, and. Cha, a one letter, which means and. And means A-N-D, and. So far, nowhere we have not seen the cha. We have seen the chu, that is a different, that is a group. But here cha is coming, means and. And means we need to look at this sutra properly. Nyamananam Nasikacha means the nasals, the fifth of the class, what we have seen in the table, the fifth column, have the nose 2 as Asyam along with their primary Asyam. Hence the cha is word is used. So that means is the Nyamananam are having the 2 points of articulation. When you say kakagaga nga, this nga coming from the throat as well as the nose. Nga, cha, na, ma. Hence, nasika, न्यमनननाम नासिकाचा. Then next, ede toho kantatalu. Ede toho kantatalu. Kanta means throat. Talu means palate. So the point of articulation here, kanta as well as talu. As I asked him, what are those things? Ede toho means A and I. Internal sandhi is there. So ede toho, A and I having the kanta and talu as asyam. Then next comes O dau toho kantoshtam. O dau toho kantoshtam. What are the O dau toho? O and Au have kanta and ostav as asyam. Throat as well as the lips. So these are the 2 point of articulations for O and Au. And this A, I, O and Au are diphthongs. What do you mean by diphthongs? Diphthongs means compound vowels. Vakarasya dantoshtam. Vakara. In the semi-vowels, Va. Vakarasya dantoshtam. So vakara as danta, the teeth, as well as ostav, the lips. That too only the lower lip as asyam. See how they are observing this. When you say va, you are using the teeth as well as the lower lip. We have completed the infant reader, but we never observed this one. See how our rishis are observing their minute observation. So vakarasya dantoshtam. So sound va is having the articulation teeth as well as the lips, but within the lips, the lower lip. Then jihvamulyasya jihvamulam. Previously, we have seen one new word, upadmaniyaha. Now, one more word is coming, jihvamulya. What is this jihvamulyasya jihvamulam? Jihvamulyasya means visarga followed by ka or visarga followed by ka. Visarga followed by ka or ka. These are called jihvamulyam, has the base of the tongue as asyam. Base of the tongue. K. K. We don't say ka. We say like dukha. Dukha. We don't say dukha. Dukha. In between du and ka, there is a visarga is there. So we should not pronounce like a dukha. 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 That is a jihvamulya. Then nasika anuswarasya. Nasika anuswarasya. One letter aha. Aha is already covered. Where is it covered? Aha in the first sutra itself. Akuha visarjaniyanam kantaha. Visarjaniyanam means visarga. Now is there. This is not covered. But we don't say as here. What is called is nothing but nasalized the letter a. If you put the in the place of e, it is called im. If you replace with the u, which is called So whatever the letter you place, that will be nasalized. Hence, nasika anuswarasya. Author is highlighting only that anuswara, that dot. Nasika. Nasika anuswarasya. Anuswara as the nose as asyam. So now I will chant once. Akuha visarjaniyanam kantaha. Ichu yashanam talu. Rutu rashanam murdha. Rutulasanam dhantaha. Upu ubadmaniyanam oshtav. Nyamananam nasikacha. Edetoho kantatalu. ओधौतोः कंठोष्टं वकारस्य दन्तोष्टं जिह्वामूल्यस्य जिह्वामूलं नासिका अनुस्वरस्य. Okay, so now I am going to enter into one more important point to explain to you as we are looking into the sandhis now. So let me give some background about the sandhi. What is the meaning of the sandhi? Sutra number 1.4.109. 1.4.109. Parasannikarshaha samhita. Sutra. Parasannikarshaha samhita. This is a definition for samhita. Samhita means sandhi. That we will see. Akshara dvayasya samyogaha sandhihi iti uchyate. Tatra kinchit visheshaha jayate. Now let me explain in the English. The coalescence of the two letters coming in immediate contact with each other. Two letters coming together, immediately coming together, immediate contact, that is called sandhi. Or in another way to say, when the two letters are coming in close contact, when two letters are coming in close contact with each other is called samhita. Technical word as per the Panini, it is called samhita. Parasannikarshaha samhita 1.4.109. Now, what happens when the samhita takes place? When two letters come closer in sandhi or in samhita, there are three possibilities. What are those three possibilities? Number one, adesha. Number one is called adesha. Adesha means substitute. Adesha means substitute. What does it mean? Little bit more. Both preceding and succeeding letters, preceding letter and succeeding letter, both will be substituted by something else. Or any one of the both letters will be substituted by something else. Whatever is there that disappears, something else comes. Hence, it is called adesha. In the grammarians class, this word also used in this way, like a shatruvat adeshaha. Shatruvat adeshaha, like an enemy, it comes and replaces. Example, because now we know the sandhis, now I can give the examples. Yadi plus api. Yadi plus api. Yadi plus api. So what is the final word? Anyone, please?
Yadyapi.
Yadyapi.
Yadyapi. In the yadi and in api, is there anywhere ya is there? Ya is not there. So, but what happened? The e is replaced by the ya. E is substituted by the yakara. So, atra ikarasya sthane yakara adeshaha. In the place of e, yakara came. One more example. Gana plus ishaha. Gana plus ishaha. What is the final word?
Ganesha.
Ganeshaha. So in the Ganeshaha, A is there. But in my Gana and Ishaha, there is no A. So what happened? From the Gana A, from the Ishaha E, this A and E both are replaced by A. So atra purva parayoho sthane, that means A plus E sthane ekara rupaha ekadeshaha. These both are replaced, A and E replaced by A. So this is called Adesha. One possibility. The second one, Agama. Agama means argument. That means a different letter added in addition. Nothing is going to be replaced, but one extra letter comes and joins. That is called Agama. Can we see one example for this Agama? Patan plus Asti. Patan plus Asti. Patannasti. Nakara is doubled. Nakara, dental's na is doubled. So patannasti. So atra akarat purvam apurvaha nutanaha aparo nakaraha utpannaha. One extra na added. That is called Agama. Now the third possibility. Lopa. Lopa. Lopa, you all are very clear. You remember now. Lopa means dropping something. So what is a lopa? Varnasya adarshanam lopaha. Varnasya adarshanam lopaha. Let us see one example. Vubhav plus api. Vubha api. I am giving the example from the Sandhi Prakana of the Rashtriya Sanskrit. But you know other examples also. You can write it down. Lopaha. Other things are there. So these are the mainly three things. Most of the time we will see only these three. What are those three? Number one, Adesha. Number two, Agama. Number three, Lopa. Shatruvat Adeshaha and Mitravat Agamaha. In the Sandhis, we are having Vibhaktis. But please don't get confused with the Vibhakti meaning and the Vibhaktis which I am going to tell you now. Panini specifically designed the sutras, specifically introduced these Vibhaktis to the particular words to indicate some purpose, but don't to take them from the Vibhaktis meaning point of view. Now, you please write, first you write the number 5. Number 5, just number 5. Then give a little space and write the number 6. And give little space and write number 7. So 5, 6, 7 you have written with the little space between. Okay. And where you have written the 6, make a circle to that 6. Make a circle and put the arrow mark, that arrow mark indicating towards the 6. Put the arrow mark which is indicating towards the 6. Or I can write it and show it to you. 5th indicates the 5th case. 6 indicates the 6th case. 7 indicates the 7th case. 1 indicates the 1st case. Whenever, if you have to replace something, whenever you have to replace with something, the replacing word will be given in the 6th case. Like in the example, the 6 is there. Just now we have seen one example also. Yadyapi. Yadi plus api. Yadyapi. So what is replaced? Ikara is replaced. That means that is a yana sandhi. Ik is replaced. So hence that ik word will be given with the 6th case. And what is the 5? What is preceding? There are some rules. When this particular thing is preceded by this, that preceded by this, when you say, that will be given in the 5th case. Panchami Vibhakti will be given. So if you see the Panchami Vibhakti word in the sutra, that means that is preceded. Before the 6th, the 5th is there. Now, sometimes we use the word followed by something. Followed by something. That something will be given in the seventh case. Now, what is going to be replaced? Ikaha stane yanaha adeshaha. So that yana is given in the first case. Ika is given in the sixth case. Yana is given in the first case. So this formula, while looking at the sutras, we will understand better. I will explain one more time. Not only one more time, it will come again and again, as because we are going to look at them from the sutras point of view. Otherwise, how will know which word has to be followed, which word has to be replaced, which word has to be preceded? Panini is given a wonderful structure. Everything is systematically organized. Simply remember 5, 6, 7. 1 comes and takes away the 6. So please remember this much, whatever we have done today. Now we are ready to enter into the sutras. Okay, fasten your seat belts. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayah, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat Om.